Our next speaker is Ms. Sanchita Jindal, a postgraduate in chemistry and MTech in analytical chemistry from IIT Delhi. She submitted her PhD in environmental engineering from IIT Delhi. After working for 28 years in the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, she has retired from Government of India as Advisor Scientist G. Ms. Jindal has a total work experience of 35 years in the field of environment conservation. Well, please join me in welcoming Ms. Sanchita Jindal with, again, a round of applause, please. Thank you very much. I request you to please take stage.
Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to be here in this August gathering. And Mr. Sajid, Erg Solomon, Mr. Randir, nice to hear you, all of you, and all the luminaries present here from the industries and experts. Suddenly, after maybe in last 5, 6, 7 years, these have become the buzzword, the carbon. Carbon, the C, the only, the one letter word, one letter, in fact, it has become so important. And suddenly there is a buzz and there is a, all these terminologies, circular economy, decarbonization, carbon credits, plastic credits, so many things like sustainable development was already earlier also, but suddenly all these terminologies have become the center stage and all our actions, planning, business is now oriented towards this, the one word C, which is carbon. And I was thinking when we were, as you told us, saw that I'm postgraduate in chemistry. So when we were learning our chemistry, we only knew that C and H is the backbone of the, organic molecules, and the polymers include that. And diamond is the hardest form of carbon. And beyond that, little we knew that after so many years, this little small carbon would become the center stage of all our lives, and we would be discussing all that here with the so many experts are here now for that carbon only. So anyway, coming back to the topic that what we have been given, that EPR and the circular economy, which is the we are discussing for now center stage of all our discussions. And before going that, I would like to pose a question to all the audience. All our environmental problems are associated with our consumption patterns. Do you must agree? I think probably everyone would agree, although you are from the industries and you would say, yeah, unless it is consumption, how the industries will grow. But just think of put aside your cap of industry, you just think as a normal human being that all our consumption, all our problems are because of our consumption patterns. And I think probably this is the root cause of everything and all the discussions. So Niti Aayog, in fact, Mr. Randir, you would be knowing that Niti Aayog in their material policy, they have estimated, and they have reported that by 2050, our consumption, our material requirement will be 5 times the present values. And this is going to be mind-blowing, in fact. So our population will increase to, by 2050, 3.5 billion. Waste will increase from 62 million metric tons to 450 metric tons. And if we continue with the same, whatever we are doing just now, we would be requiring 600,000 hectares of land every year to accommodate our waste only. So these are the, and on top of it, the government's target of 5 trillion economy, so we can see that how much waste would be generated. These are just the figures which I have just put in. I think probably everyone knows that out of the 67 million tons we generate, 62 is the domestic waste. And out of that, 8% was earlier figures. After the COVID, probably this has now increased to 12 to 13% of plastic is a share of the our. And in fact, the data, we in our country, this is the biggest problem, that we do not have any authentic data available for anything. So much data is floating around. So we have the old, I prefer to use only the old data when we were making the rules, that 25,000 TPD per day, TPD, the plastic waste is generated. Although CPCB's last report, which is the latest report, it says that we are only generating 3.5 million metric tons. So there cannot be that much difference, that earlier when we were making rules, this was 9 million metric tons, and now it is only 3.4. Waste generation, after that, whatever is happening, that's a different thing, but waste generation, so there is somewhere some gap. And what we have identified is the CPCB gives only the data which the state boards report or the local authorities, and they themselves do not know how much waste is being generated in their states. And per capita waste generation has doubled over the 5 years. This is the CPCB has reported, and UNEP reports that India is the 5th largest generator of plastic waste. In e-waste, we have become the 3rd largest generating country of e-waste. We are now generating 3.2 million metric tons by 2020. This is the international report. And electronic manufacturing itself can contribute 1 trillion economy to our 5 trillion economy. And you all must be knowing, this budget also told that we will, by 2025, we will be making 1 billion phones, 50 million TVs, and 50 million hardware devices, including laptops and tablets. So these are not only these two kind of waste, there's other so much waste in our, means we are generating from various sectors. We are having the power generation targets, and it is 175 million TP coal ash will be generated by 2032, and 600 million tons will be produced by 2050. So, and you all must be knowing the government is coming out with the rules of FGD for thermal power plants. If that comes, gypsum will again be a big problem for the country. Solar waste, as just now he has told, battery waste, solar waste, these are all becoming huge problem for the country. We would be generating 1.8 million tons of solar modules by 2050. And this will explode. In fact, the reports are there that within next 2 decades, this will become the major problem for the country, because so far we do not have even the recycling, technology. Same is with battery waste. Lead acid battery is still quite okay, but the 5 to 6 lakh tons of lead acid batteries are discarded every year in this country. And e-waste, just now he discussed about lithium-ion batteries. I need not repeat that, but otherwise this is also going to be a big problem for the country. Then the tire waste, like 2,75,000 tires are discarded every day in this country. So you can very well imagine how much will be the waste generated. We have only 60% recycling rate. Another big problem is the textile waste. 1 million tons of textile is thrown every year from the household, and this is 3% of our weight of household bins. All these are the normal pictures, you all are aware, but because this was the contest setting, presentation, so I thought it is important to remind all of you about all these. This is pictures taken by me only all over. So, and this is the biggest, the eye-opening pictures of 2018. After that, we started when we had the, World Environment Day celebrated in our country. So this is again the National Geography cover, which basically exposed. This is again the big eye-opener for everyone, all Pacific gyres. So, and G7, this is all made by electronic waste, which is just to bring forth the problem, magnitude of the problem in the world as such. Yeah, so internationally also it has been given that if we do not do anything, soon by 2050, we would be needing 3 planets to accommodate our waste. And this is the UNEP statement, not mine. So UNEP has given, and in 2015, the theme was 7 billion dreams, 1 planet, consumed with care. So this is the most important theme I have ever come across. And back to plastic, as we know that plastic has so much value, it is thrown so much just around, and FICCI has estimated that if we collect all that, 14 lakhs job can be created, and it has 2 billion opportunity. Likewise, gold, $1 billion opportunity in waste in India in our e-waste. So what is the solution? What we need to is the waste needs to be managed through sustainable policies, scientific approach, and affordable technologies. And for that, the solution, so much like when we were all the regulatory framework we have made, so much goes, we had researched for maybe 6-7 years, and ultimately EPR is the basic tool we found that which is the solution for our waste, so much waste we are generating. It could be a probable solution, and with that intention, government has come out with. So what is exactly the circular economy? I think probably I would skip that. This is all cradle to grave. Yeah, this is important. When we joined the ministry, we were very proudly, we used to say cradle to grave analysis. Little we knew that after few years, there will be no grave for accommodate the waste. This is only cradle to cradle to cradle. So this is basically that no waste goes into the landfill or grave, and this is take, make, dispose of model needs to be converted into take, make from the nature. And this eliminates, the circular economy eliminates the complete waste, and it's the life cycle analysis. Earlier, we used to talk of life cycle analysis, but now we talk of life cycles analysis, not only one life cycle. So this is famous butterfly, diagram of Alan Mark author. You must all be knowing about the circular economy. I would like to skip that. And genesis of the EPR, you all must be knowing that in Sweden in 1990, first it came, and the Thomas Lensby is known as the father of EPR. And later on, all the following countries has developed. And what is the extended producer responsibility exactly is, it is basically the producers has the responsibility of its product till the end of its life. Earlier it used to be only till his factory gates. Now till the full life cycle and it will end and post-consumer waste is his responsibility. Objective, we all know that it is all the life cycle products and this thing I would like to, and the underlying principle is the polluter pays principle, which first in 1972 it was adopted in Rio, and now we all are, basically all our rules and regulations underpins this principle. And the underlying principle of EPR is zero waste goes to the landfill. And basically, waste minimization, reduce, reuse, recycling. After that, the co-processing comes, and then incineration, and then the landfill. So least preferred way of this thing is landfill. So I think probably I'll go again. I'll skip few slides. So with this EPR, suddenly there was a paradigm shift from waste, which we used to call it kuda or the garbage. Now it has become wealth. And suddenly people have started realizing that also. So there are quite a number of different models of EPR. It can be voluntary, mandatory, but we have now made mandatory for many products. The modalities are take back, buy back, collect back, regulatory schemes, reverse logistics, deposit refund schemes. There are quite a number of them. So various EPR provisions in our country, we have now quite a number of products under EPR. lead acid batteries were the first in 2001. We had issued that all the manufacturers are required to take back the equal number of batteries which they produce. But after that, e-waste management rules 2000, solid waste management rules, even if you go to rule 17 says about tin, glass and all those to be taken back by the producers. Plastic waste management rules, we all know. Now the latest one, 2022 was the floodgates for EPR, and so many rules came. And the battery waste management, waste tires on 21st, we have now waste tires also in the EPR regime, and auto scrapping policy, which soon is going to be rule. Earlier we presented the rule, but now the government decided no, we'll go only for policy. Now soon it is going to be EPR rules also. So EPR is just that producers have to take. The gist of all the rules is that the producers, brand owners, or importers have to register at the central port of the CPCB. They have to collect back the waste generated by way of introducing their products as per the targets given. All the rules now give the targets of collection, and the focus has shifted from earlier the collection to the recycling targets. It's not only the collection. So now the recycling, and they have to do the recycling, and focus is now shifted to reuse, recycle, refurbish, and to use recycled material in their product. And the biggest change is the environmental compensation is prescribed instead of environmental penalties. So you must be knowing earlier there was penalties under EP Act, which the cases used to go for 15 years and nothing used to happen. Now, the government is going, CPCB and the ministry is going ahead with big environmental compensation, and they have evolved a formula for environmental compensation, and the new regime is, an EPR is the environmental compensation. I think I'll skip this. Again, there are so many, amendments of plastic waste rules, and these are all the latest one is 16 July 2022, by which biodegradable plastics have been, have been defined and introduced into, and have made, which so far the government was avoiding to introduce by taking into the consideration. We were only talking about compostable plastic, but now we are talking about biodegradable plastics also. I think the four categories are there in the EPR of plastic, and producer, importer, brand owners, they are responsible. And this is the whole, gist of the EPR rules, that now the targets are given from the years, and recycling obligations, recycled content, and reuse have been now target, and the targets have been fixed for these. So this is basically EPR waste. Again, all probably I would skip because in the interest of the time, because I told you that I had just put on a few slides. So again, here also EPR, earlier we had only 21 products as which were coming under EPR in e-waste. But now with the new rules, we have 106 items which are coming under the EPR under e-waste management rules. So this is a huge change. And here also again, the rules are quite elaborate, and the recycling, recycled content, targets, all these are given in this, in these rules. Same is the battery waste management rules. I told you that this is 30 types of battery. Mr. Randeep would be knowing better about it, because probably you are the creator of this. So 30 or more than 30 batteries are included for the EPR. Tires, again, the rules are included into the Basel Convention. This is listed as 3140 item, and we have taken and we have revised, amended our hazardous waste rules, and under that, our sub-rule 9, the schedule 11 has been included, which is for the tire waste. Fly ash, again, there is fly ash also, the mines are under the EPR. So in world over, these are quite a number of products which are under EPR, and the green dot system, you all must be aware internationally, which is the prevalent EPR, which is quite successful, and various countries have various EPR systems. And right to repair, this is the new concept, and this is the crux of the EPR basically, or the circular economy, to extend the life of a product. And world over now, this is going on, that we need to extend the life of a product. And that is why I think the auto scrapping policy is in little contradiction with extending the life. And a few days back only, I was attending one conference and I had asked Mahindra and Mahindra, who have now coming up with a big, recycling plant in Rohtak. So I asked him, why do you need to have recycling plant and scrap the vehicles in 15 years only, while in India we have a tendency, and even if you keep them, maintained, you can extend the life of the vehicles. Why do we need to scrap them at 15 years? So this is a big question, but again, there are so many other considerations also. So the right to repair and right to refurbish is a big move all over. CND waste, again, it is earlier the situation was like this, and in 2016, CND waste rules were introduced, and now CND waste is 100% recyclable. There are quite a number of plants coming for CND waste also. We know all that these are the 5-6 goals which pertain to EPR and waste. And Niti Aayog again is probably coming with the Indian Resource Panel, and the draft National Resource Efficiency Policy was introduced by the ministry, which has never taken a day. I think I'll skip all these. Banning is altogether different. This is not the part of EPR, but we have banned. So in the end, I would like to pose this, that we have done so much, and in plastic, from 2016 rules, we are talking about EPR, but still it is this story of a blind man, and each one is interpreting differently the elephant. So EPR is still in that, situation is like that, and each one is going to interpret their own way. So I would like to, end my talk here, and if there are any questions. But few messages I would like to give to this August gathering is, all crux of our waste management problem is segregation at source. And we have in solid waste management and all rules, with so much, research, we had introduced segregation at source. So please start following, segregate your waste at source. As Mr. Sajid told, the small steps take a big, so start segregating, do not litter, do not burn, we do not burn, but even if people are burning, we can tell them that not to open, and reuse, refuse whatever cannot be recycled. These are the few things which are beyond this, I would like to give a message to everyone and urge upon following these small steps. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.